This video contains real-life accounts of drug-related tragedies, including mentions of death and addiction. Viewer discretion is advised. The purpose of this content is to raise awareness, honor the voices of affected families, and encourage prevention, not to sensationalize or assign blame. If you or someone you know is struggling with substance use, please seek help from a medical professional or support organization. I'm sure you've heard the news. The fentanyl crisis is making headlines across the nation, and it's hard to ignore the staggering statistics and the alarming reports. But beyond the numbers and the sensational stories, there's a deeper, more personal side to this crisis that often goes unnoticed. But do you know the stories behind the headlines, the real-life experiences of families torn apart by this deadly drug? These are the stories that need to be told, the voices that need to be heard. Let's talk about the human cost of the fentanyl crisis. It's not just about statistics, it's about the lives lost and the families left to pick up the pieces. It's about the grief that never goes away and the memories that haunt those left behind. Andrea Thomas lost her daughter, Ashley Romero, to fentanyl. Ashley was a vibrant young woman with dreams and aspirations, but her life was tragically cut short. Ashley thought she was taking a prescription pill, but it was laced with fentanyl. This deadly mistake is all too common, as fentanyl is often mixed with other drugs or disguised as legitimate medication. Andrea describes her grief as forever. She's not alone. Many families across the country share her pain, each with their own heartbreaking story of loss. The fentanyl crisis is now the leading cause of death for Americans aged 18-49. This age group, in the prime of their lives, is being decimated by this potent drug. Just 2 milligrams can be fatal. To put that in perspective, that's about the size of a few grains of salt. This tiny amount has the power to end a life in an instant. Since 2020, over 100,000 overdose deaths annually, 2/3 related to fentanyl. These numbers are more than just statistics, they represent lives lost and families forever changed. That's 10 times the drug deaths at the height of the 1988 crack epidemic. The scale of this crisis is unprecedented and demands urgent attention. The DEA points to the Sinaloa and Jalisco cartels as primary sources. These powerful organizations are flooding the market with fentanyl, making it readily available and incredibly dangerous. Fentanyl is cheap to produce and devastatingly effective. Its potency makes it a lucrative option for drug traffickers, but a deadly gamble for users. Often mixed with other drugs or disguised as prescription pills, many users don't know they're taking it. This deception leads to accidental overdoses and countless tragedies. Government response includes $345 million in federal funding for prevention and support programs. These initiatives aim to reduce the supply of fentanyl and provide support to those affected. Attorney General Merrick Garland emphasizes youth mentoring and increased access to naloxone. Naloxone, a life-saving drug, can reverse the effects of an overdose if administered in time, but enforcement is also key. Law enforcement agencies are working tirelessly to disrupt the supply chains and bring those responsible to justice. The Justice Department is pursuing cases against individuals and cartel members like Ovidio Guzman Lopez of the Sinaloa cartel. These high-profile arrests are crucial in the fight against fentanyl. They claim to be scapegoats, but the evidence tells another story. The trail of destruction left by fentanyl is undeniable. Every statistic is a person, a family shattered. Behind each number is a story of love, loss, and heartbreak. Education and prevention are our best defenses. Stay informed, stay safe. Knowledge is power, and spreading awareness can save lives. Let's remember the names and faces behind the numbers. These are the lives that matter, the stories that deserve to be told. Share this video to spread awareness. The more people know, the better equipped we are to combat this crisis. We can make a difference, together. By coming together as a community, we can support those affected and work towards a solution.